how I made this game in 2 weeks and how you can play it completely for free? Well, let me tell you a story. Me and a friend who also develops games were discussing who was the better developer, and so we decided to settle the argument via a game jam. He who got the better position on the game jam would be crowned as the better game developer. And so a long silence came. We needed a game jam that gave us enough time, and so one day we found Danis GamJam, and the theme was attraction. With that theme in mind, I started to prototype a few ideas until I found the one. A roguelike game where you have to slam your opponents against the walls in order to kill them, and where they are attracted to you, and you can attract them even faster with a tractor beam. With the idea now done, I would have to plan all the upgrades that the game would have in the future. Alongside that, I would also have to plan all the enemies that the game could have. I had a lot of ideas, but I had to scrap a lot of them because I didn't have the time to be able to create all of them. I started by creating the basic enemy, a square that moves towards you and you can slam against the walls to kill it. You receive damage when you impact against him. Then the second enemy I thought of was a triangle that sits still and shoots you. You have to make his own bullets hit him in order to kill him. Then I designed a few extra mechanics like a grenade that accompanies the tractor beam and that also attracts the opponents. But then I realized it was 2 a.m. and I had to finish the game by that night because the next day I had school and I had to get up at 6 a.m. And the worst part was that the game was really ugly. So to fix that, I decided to add music. The music, I downloaded it from itch.io from a guy called Abstraction. I will let a link to his both his itch.io page and his web page with all his music. Thanks to him for making it and for making it public domain. And I also added the most important part, post-processing. That turns the game from this to this. The judging period of the jam started. I tried out a lot of ultra fun games that were really better than mine. A shout out to a few that I really like, starting with Polaris Inc., a game that I really like with a Portal style gameplay and centered around a gun that allows you to attract and repel objects. There were a lot of other great games like Gravity Game or Slash. Then the results came. My friend got position 95 out of the total and I got 74. A pretty good position for my first game jam, and I have won to my friend. But it isn't that much of a satisfying victory. There were a lot of factors that played in my friend's loss. First of all, the UI wasn't correctly exported and therefore his game lacked UI. But even so, a bit of his fault. He should have tested the game more. And well, I won. But I wasn't satisfied, so I decided to update the game a bit. I changed the colors of the enemies so that there aren't two things with the same color, and I added a boss fight. You can play it now, the game, completely for free on itch.io. The link would be in the description. You can either download the game and play it on your PC or play it directly on the web. In either case, it's completely free, without ads, And if you want to keep this version downloaded, because in the future I may update the game. And that's all. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.